Welcome to the Note to Self podcast. I'm your host, Zoe Ariel, an adventurous entrepreneur who loves to make the most out of life. I'm a certified professional life coach, digital course creator, verified YouTuber, and published author. On this podcast, you can expect actionable tips, reflections, and inspiration to live your best, most fulfilling life. So, let's get started. Hello, angels. Welcome back to another episode of Note to Self. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you all about acceptance and accepting what is in your life to allow for more freedom and just more love and more presence overall. So oftentimes in our life when there might be struggle present, so for example, think about an area of your life right now where you feel or tend to find yourself into a place or a spiral of struggle. For me, I can say, you guys know that I've been sharing the journey on here about calling in the king. I can definitely say there are times when that space in my life, I feel optimistic and hopeful and abundant about what's occurring or what I'm anticipating and creating for the future. And that there can be a lot of what we call anabolic energy, which is like building up powerful, supportive energy. Or I can find myself feeling like it's so far away or it's never going to happen, or I find myself in a trigger and then I'm in catabolic energy, which is a tearing down. No type of energy or emotion is good or bad. It all just is. But these two terms, anabolic and catabolic, is how we call them in life coaching, because it's very important to identify when one individual is in anabolic, they're building up in powerful energy, or they've got some catabolic energy going on. So in this journey of calling in the king, I have found myself in both anabolic and catabolic states. And whenever I find myself in a catabolic state, and the way that I remember that is because I think about cats and how they have claws and they're kind of clawing at things. So there's kind of this destructive energy present. So I'm very aware that when I feel like, oh, I'm tearing myself down a little bit with my thoughts, or these don't feel so good to me, there must be this tearing down force energy upon me. And that is catabolic energy. So when I find myself in that space, like let's say in this example of calling in the king in that journey, what I do is I ask myself, like, what is it that's triggering me right now? Like, is this truth or is this a lie that I'm telling myself? And I get real clear, right? Remember, truth is light and lies are heavy. And oftentimes when we find ourselves in struggle is because we're not accepting what is, right? So let's say I had really hoped that someone would reach out to me and they didn't reach out to me. And then I'm feeling all kinds of ways catabolic about it. I'm feeling destructive. I'm getting spirally. I make it a little bit anxious or something like that, right? That's because I'm arguing essentially with what is, right? Like this person has not responded and I'm arguing with the universe about why this is not okay, what it means. I'm creating all kinds of meanings like in the mind when the mind is spiraling out in that way. And I'm not in acceptance with what is. And what I found is that if I can like bring myself back to the present moment and be like, okay, well, the mind is off on a journey and we need to bring ourselves back to the present moment so that we can release this catabolic energy that's present and we can just be. What I'll ask myself is like, okay, so X has not responded to me and I was really hoping that I would have received a response. It doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to make it mean anything. I'm going to not tell stories about it, basically, is what I'm saying. But can I accept that they have not responded to me yet? Can I accept that X did not respond to my message that I was hoping to receive a response from? Yes, I can accept that, right? And so when I find that I can like really, in the present moment, get myself behind acceptance, I can release the spiral, I can release the doubt, I can release the storytelling and everything that comes with that catabolic energy, and I can just be in the present moment and I can just be with myself. Because the truth is, the only thing that exists is the now, is the present moment. And when we are arguing with what is, we're arguing with the flow of our life, which means that we're not in the flow of our life, we're not okay with it. And the sooner that we can identify that, right, and put ourselves back in a state of flow, then we bounce back up and we feel better because we're in the truth, right? We're with exactly what is, and we're in anabolic energy. So if these types of conversations interest you guys, Lo and I are actually holding a 7-day mini mind with 7 audio trainings where we're going to be talking about subject matter just like this, about being divinely magnetic, accepting your life in new ways, and just like living outrageously open to receive all of which your heart desires. If this sounds exciting to you, we would love to have you inside. It's absolutely free, and it's taking part March 20th to 27th inside of a Telegram group. It's 7 exclusive audio trainings. There's a supportive chat and community. You'll receive coaching from Lo and I. And there's going to be simple, powerful daily mindset work. And it's just like 7 days to radically create the shift in your life that you've been looking for, to release heaviness, to release struggle, move into a place of outrageous openness, to invite in everything your heart desires, because the truth is it was always supposed to be easy. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you inside. The link is down below. Thanks for listening to Note to Self. If you enjoyed this episode, please help me out by rating and reviewing this show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If my energy is resonating with you and you feel the call to work with me, there are an abundance of ways to do so. I offer one-to-one life coaching programs, mastermind containers, and DIY courses, all of which are available through my website, zoeariel.co. Until next time, take note of all the abundance that surrounds you as you make the most of this game called life.